Hey sleepyheads, this is Ron from Sleepy Circuits. Today we're going to be talking about connecting Mezzz with a wide range of devices. This guide will cover both Bluetooth and wired connection to macOS, iOS, Android, and Windows 10 and 11. There's a lot to cover, so let's just get right into it. First, you're going to want to make sure you're on the latest firmware revision of Mezzz, a link to which can be found in the description. For this video, we're running firmware version 1.2, but this process should be the same across any future firmware updates. The latest files and update instructions can be found at docs.sleepycircuits.com/Mezzz, Mezzz firmware. For our Bluetooth connection, you're going to need to make sure that your Mezzz is charged. So tap the center button and see how close you are to running out. And if your center LED is flashing red and yellow, this means that the battery is critically low and your Mezzz needs to be charged immediately. You should be able to use the device normally while it's charging though. Alright, enough setup. Let's get into the details. First, let's consider the wired connection option. If all else fails, this is a good fallback. To get a wired connection working, all you have to do is plug a USB-C cable into the Mezzz and then plug the other side into your target device. You should then be able to see the MIDI port in your desired app, or it'll just start working with Hypno, just like that. For the rest of this guide, we're going to be discussing the Bluetooth connection. So make sure Bluetooth is turned on in your host device. Mezzz vibrates when it makes a wireless connection, so if it's vibrating and connecting unexpectedly, make sure you're not paired with some random device in a different room. If you're trying to use Mezzz with vidOS, our flagship HD video synthesizer, connection will happen automatically. Just turn on Mezzz and then open vidOS, and then the Bluetooth will just connect, just like that. And then it should just start working automatically. For other apps on macOS or iOS, you're going to need to use a separate app for starting the connection. You can use the MIDI Studio found in Settings, but this requires quite a few clicks, so I recommend using the app called MIDImeter, linked in the description. So just open up the app, and then go to the Devices tab, and then hit Mezzz, and then it'll make the connection. You should then be able to see the port on any of your other apps, such as Ableton or what have you. To get Mezzz connected to an Android device, you're going to need the MIDI BLE Connect app by Mobileer. That's linked in the description. Connecting directly to the settings menu doesn't work, unfortunately, since it doesn't open MIDI port correctly. First, make sure your Bluetooth is enabled, then open up the app. Click on the bubble that says Start Bluetooth Scan, and you should see Sleepy Mezzz, so tap on it to connect. Once complete, switch apps and you should see a MIDI device called Sleepy Mezzz in your target app. Now let's look at Windows 11. You may need to adjust your Bluetooth settings and change a few things in order to connect to Mezzz. Scroll down to Device Settings and change the Bluetooth Devices discovery from Default to Advanced. Come to connect the new device to the computer name, and you should see a Sleepy Mezzz pop up as one of the options. In order to send Bluetooth MIDI information from Mezzz to other programs on your Windows computer, you need to download two programs, MIDIberry and LoopMIDI, both of which are linked in the video description. MIDIberry will set up your connection, and LoopBerry will make a port that will be usable by your application like a DAW. First, set up a MIDI port in LoopMIDI, which is as easy as clicking the plus icon. Then come to MIDIberry and select Mezzz from the available inputs and LoopMIDI as the output. Both programs include MIDI monitors, so it's easy to see if your computer receives the MIDI messages. Or just use Protocol. Troubleshooting. If your app isn't working as expected, we recommend seeing what MIDI data your device is receiving by using an app called Protocol that is available for all platforms and is linked below. Open up Protocol and move some controls on the Mezzz to see if you're receiving the expected MIDI data at the expected port. If you don't see anything, just try the directions again. Or just use the wired connection, or get a MIDI dongle such as the WIDI Bud Pro, which we're also stocking for your convenience. Whew, that should be all of them. I hope these directions helped you get Mezzz connected to the app that you want. Most of these directions and more are available on our docs at docs.sleepycircuits.com, so make sure you check out the resources available there. I hope you have a great time navigating the world of audiovisual art with Mezzz. Get on our newsletter and stay sleepy, my friends.